Hi, my name is Michael Hampton. I live in San Francisco, California. I'm HIV positive. I was first diagnosed with HIV/AIDS in 1986. I was very frightened at the time because there weren't very many medications. My only alternative was to take AZT. I declined to do that. I also had a choice to take sativa, which was the size of a huge Alka-Seltzer pill. So I'm a little bit stubborn, so I declined to do that. And I didn't want to talk about it, but as I lived through the first portion of the epidemic, my friends were dropping like flies. The ones who were on AZT or the first medications, just in enormous numbers over a long period of time. I started out with my friends in my closest circle, and then it went outward. So from then until possibly now, I lost more than 350 friends. And when I reflected on it, I started to get depressed, and eventually I became severely depressed. I remained in my apartment for about 10 years. Didn't even know that that was happening. I just froze from the fear that I would be next. So about 1997, I had a new physician, and we talked about it. He said, well, let's get you on medication and see what we can do. We chose a time and a place and the best possible regimen for me to take to improve my health. And by that time, I was getting pretty ill. My HIV numbers were really, really big. So when I felt comfortable and confident with him that he was doing the right thing and I was doing the right thing, I did start medication in 1997. And I've been adherent since. But I'm going to step back just a minute and talk about my own personal life. I had a very wide social network. I had just hundreds of friends. I had a very fun and exciting and demanding profession. I was a paralegal, and I worked in several law firms and also for the government. So by the time I became HIV positive, I really got hit so hard that I just stopped working. I had to go on disability. But for a long time I hid it, and then when I got so sick, I finally did go on disability. But that's the part of me that I miss, that I had to step away from my job. I'm making this recording in honor of all the people I've lost. I lost 4 partners in a row, and for years I couldn't even speak their names. But I'm so grateful that I'm here and still alive, and that I'm so far undetectable, and I want to honor them by living and honoring them and living to the future and being positive. For the next generation that comes along, I would say I would love to see the day when we have a vaccine that would cure all those things. But in the meantime, I want all of you to be truthful to yourself and disclose what you like to disclose or not disclose. Be safe and be loving and be happy and have a very wonderful life. So finally, I do want to say that I've been in the fight from the very beginning, before ACT UP began, and I lived through the part when there was no government, no AIDS, it wasn't even a name for it. So I'm so happy that I lived and survived that whole era where they had medications which now can help us. So for those who passed away that I loved and will always remember, I'm living for you, and I'm also living my life for myself. And I expect to live for the next 30 to 40 years into the future being well and happy. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.